is Deontay the Bronx Bummer Wild, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfellow, Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
You know, ultimately, is the goal to become undisputed?
He said if it's him, that's what he wants to do. He wants to fight for all of those.
What do you remember or can remember about your fights with Crawford in the amateurs?
He knew back then he fought him that he was going to be a great fighter, but it was a great fight for him.
Does he kind of understand where Crawford's where he's coming from? Like he's with Top Rank, he's not able to get the big fights he's wanted. You've been there before. Do you kind of understand where he's coming from? Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the best at 147, so, you know.
If you win, do you give him the opportunity then?
Yeah, that's what he wants to do. You know, if he wins this fight, he wants to perform this people.
All right, you heard the translator. Said Ugas' open workout yesterday that the Ugas wants to fight Terence Crawford. He said he knew when they fought in the amateurs, I think Ugas beat him, that Terence Crawford would be in this position. So you know he's been doing more verbally committing to Terence Crawford than Errol Spence has. Errol Spence won't even say his name, or he won't even acknowledge getting a WBO belt. He said get the other one, and like I said, he talking on code and stuff of that nature. So he's been a little bit more vocal. He did an interview with ESPN's Deportes boxing version, and said that he want to fight Terence Crawford next. Heard he asked Al Heyman to fight Terence Crawford next. And like I said before, bro, that's all you can ask. TB, check out TB Box. He came on yesterday and said that, he hopes that Ugas win, because Ugas seemed, more committed to fighting Terence Crawford. He's been open about his desires to become undisputed. So, he's that's kind of where you want to go with it at. So, I mean, at the end of the day, bro, you can respect it. Can't do nothing but respect it. He openly want to fight him. He openly, has said his name in the past, and he's answered the questions with no waiver. And he said if the fight can't come about, then they gonna roll into a Keith Thurman fight. He letting the itinerary right off the rip. He letting you know what it is right off the rip. So it ain't no hoping, it ain't no guessing, it ain't no talking in code or none of that. None of that. You know exactly, where you stand with Ugas and what the plan is. Like, hey, now is he gonna be easier to negotiate with? He wanted 50-50 for Spence when he had one belt. Spence had two belts. That's how Pacquiao, one of the reasons Pacquiao came to happen. That's why one of the reasons that came to happen, bro, is because that that he wanted 50-50. That was the rumor going around. So like I said before, it seemed like the money should be there for a Spence and Terence Crawford fight. Ain't nobody asked for $20 million to our knowledge. Right? But yeah, he giving you what you want. He said that's the plan. I want to go get him. And that's a fantastic fight. That's a fantastic fight, and He talking like, you know, he talking like he should, you know, he should get the support. You know, he's saying everything we want to hear. Now, you know, will it come to fruition? And can he be a man in his word? I say, as a man, all you got is your balls and your word. So the question is, will he remain a man in his word? That's the question. Will he remain a man in his word? But right now, he's letting you know that that's what he wants to do. That's what he's saying. That's exactly what he wants to do. So, you know, you can, you know, hopefully if he do, you know, you may never know because he may not win. He's a big underdog, huge underdog. He may get in there and get dog walked. But if he wins, it's gonna be a lot of pressure on him to you know to make that fight happen. And if it don't happen, you know, if it don't happen, then you know we start looking at him funny. But hey, it is what it is. It don't matter to him. He don't got a fan base to begin with. You know, he don't have a fan base to begin with. That's the funny thing about it. You know, talking about him, he don't have a damn fan base to begin with. So he playing with house money anyway. But I think no point to lie about it. He could just do what Spence do. He was wait and see. He can do exactly what Spence do. We just have to wait and see. So he don't owe us no explanation at all. So but it's nice to see that, you know, he openly wants to fight Terence Crawford. Now he also admitted that he did end up having real quick bicep surgery. He confirmed that he had surgery to repair a torn left bicep following the Pacquiao fight, and people tend to forget that was one of the main reasons why you know people was picking against him too, because it's, you know, everybody just act like, oh man, we treated Ugas like, he ain't got no chance. He ain't got no chance. But one of the main reasons, why people said he didn't like really have no chance was because, it was because that his arm was swollen. People forgot about that, bro. I remember his bicep was swollen. People were saying, well, he was lying and saying his bicep was good and everything was good with his bicep and shit of that nature. But, you know, but when the fight came, he did what he had to do. He must have had some type of painkiller injection or something of that nature. He must have a painkiller. So, but he won. So people ain't talking about that. He beat Pacquiao handicapped too. He didn't have, two healthy biceps. So, a lot of people could throw that shit out the window. A lot of people can throw that out the window. He wasn't 100% either fight Pacquiao. I remember that. People tend to forget it, but I remember it. So, like I said before, people tend to forget that part about that story. That dude had a torn bicep too. No, that was fucking hilarious. We tend to forget that part, but yeah, he had a torn bicep too, man. And let's read his thing. He said the injury was something that had been bothering me for about 3 weeks before the Pacquiao fight. USHellBoxingScene.com. But look, I was 100% recovered for the fight. It was not an impediment. Nothing that prevented me from fighting the way I wanted to fight. Having said that, after the fight, I also did have surgery. Now it's totally healed. I'm not worried about it. So now I was totally healed. There you go. There you go. Yep. I remember his shoulder, it should being swole. So he got it fixed. What's so funny about it is I remember him basically hopping right back in there and sparring again. I remember him hopping right back in that boy and sparring again. I'm like, damn, did he really, did he rehab it or whatever the situation may have been? I'm not sure, what was, I'm not sure what was the at the time. I wasn't sure what was he doing? Did he rehab it or did he have surgery? Was it a quick surgery? I'm not sure about bicep injuries, but he said he had it, and now it's something that he ain't worried about. So yeah, people tend to forget that because that's one of the reasons people was picking against him versus that's one of the reasons people was picking against him versus Pacquiao too, because his shoulder was his arm was swollen, like he had like a little mini soccer ball on his arm. So yeah, so that's one of the reasons people don't bring up people was picking against him too. He looked like he was injured too, but he said it didn't bother him. He went in there, and did his stuff thistle. So shout out to Yordenis Ugas. Said he down to tussle with Terence Crawford, and he also said that his arm is 100% now. For people who forgot, he had that swollen arm versus Terence Crawford. Versus Manny Pacquiao. So yeah, it should be interesting, dude. Moving forward, seeing what he got, and then gave him credit from the amateurs and all of that when they fought there. So yep, you gotta wait and see. But at least Ugas sounded like you. That's how. At least Ugas sounded like he wanted to happen, and not sounding like the other guy, which apparently the other guy just spoke on it, so I ain't heard it yet. So it just popped on my screen. So I'm talking code about him too. Like I'm talking about him, the other guy said it. So let's see what he said. But thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and subscribe button. It's the bell icon button. Hit all the notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you think in the comment section. We'll make a financial donation, Cash App, $sign CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. Hit the link tree. You can find me everywhere from Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, the whole nine, Spotify. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section.